I want to tell you a story about my grandpa. Yeah, my grandpa. He's great. He's always great. He's old. The story that involves with my grandpa is the fact that I got to hang around with him for a whole entire day. That's a whole day. A whole day. My grandpa. Me and my grandpa. Together. He's so old, he goes to church almost every day. Even on a Thursday. I don't get it. He likes church, and I'm cool with that too. So I walked with him, and we walked inside the church. 1 second. Hold on. Freaking stalkers. We walked inside the church, and I sat next to him, and we both looked up, and we saw the priest giving up his mass, and we were both enjoying. We laughed, and we cried, and we hugged each other, and we shook hands, and we didn't do that part. We kind of just sat there and didn't really do anything. I almost fell asleep. He loved it. Anyway, after church, we got up and we went up there and we had snacks and stuff. So it was more like drinking wine and a really nasty cookie. But it was cool. Yeah. We went outside and he looked at me and I looked at him and he was looking back. I got into his car and he was still looking at me. And I was looking back at him. And we drove off and we went to the store. We went inside and he bought a lot of booze, a lot of liquor, heavy liquor, like vodka and Captain Morgan and Yukon Jack. I didn't understand it. I mean, Grandpa, he's always been really nice, but he's getting really grumpy lately. I think it's because of the alcohol. That's just my opinion. After we bought all the alcohol, we went out and we got back inside the car and he was still looking at me with that great old Grandpa smile. And I was stared right back. And then we drove all the way to his house and we sat there on the couch and he fell asleep. Grandpa's so funny. He sleeps with his nose pointed upward. I've never really saw Grandpa do that ever. Wacky guy. Then I just sat there and I watched him sleep for 3 hours. And when he woke up, he did the and he gave me that big old smiley Grandpa face. And I looked back at him. How was your nap? And then afterwards he went to the back room and he pulled out a bunch of these cool movies from 1940s. And they had black and white all over and I fell asleep through them. And he loved them and he fell asleep through them again. We both went in the kitchen, started going through his liquor cabinet looking for something to drink. I told him, Grandpa, I don't drink liquor. And he gave me that stare. What he said was one of the greatest things my grandpa's ever told me. You're not my grandson. And I said, what? And then he said, who are you? Tommy, your grandson. No, you're not. Get the f*** out of my house. Grandpa never swore. So I went outside and I walked in the cold 5 miles back to my house. And that was the day that I visit Grandpa and spent a whole day with him. He's a character. He's always wacky. Well, that's about it. I wonder if Grandma is still around.